Almost got cut in a little rainstorm. Well, hello everyone. I know this doesn't look like the Sierra, and it's not. My last video, I believe, was June 11th, and during that video, I think I said I was going to go on a Sierra trip in about 3 weeks. But you know, I had that venous ulcer that I thought would heal a little quicker, and I ended up going to the Sierra on July 2nd, and after about 14 miles of hiking or so, it it just wasn't working out. So I started changing my plan. I'd originally planned on doing a 60 mile backpacking trip over about 7 days. And at about 3 days in, about 14 miles in, I started to change my agenda a little bit. Not my agenda, but change my course, shortening the distance a little bit. Keep it down. I'm trying to talk here. And so, what I ended up doing was I set up my first camp. And as I was setting up camp, I noticed one of my tent poles had snapped, and that's bad news. I was still down in tree line, which is fine. I had plenty of protection from the trees, but my plan was to head up well above tree line, and with thunderstorms hitting every afternoon, basically. I wasn't going to take that chance, and also I wasn't sure if I was worsening my leg situation. I stayed the night, packed things up, and headed back to my car, and drove back home. 9 hours. That was a week and a half ago or so. Right now, it looks like my leg is healing really well. And I've only got probably, I don't know, a few days left before the hole completely closes. I'm hoping it'll heal up soon so I can get back out there. But in the meantime, I figured I would do basically a couple of reminiscing type videos. That doesn't sound very exciting. So I'm kind of mostly making these videos for me anyway. I enjoy watching them when I'm not able to go camping, or when I'm not able to go hiking or exploring or having an adventure. I enjoy watching them myself. So, but if everybody else watches them and enjoys them, then I'm glad you do. So back in 2010, August 9th through 14th, 15th, something like that, I set out on an adventure out to the Nine Lake Basin in the Sierra, starting on the west side, and began that trip. That was to be about a 50 or 60 mile trip. Started over in the Crescent Meadow area, over where Morro Rock is, and Alta Rock, I believe, or Alta Mountain on the west side of the Sierra, and began hiking in. I headed over to Bearpaw Meadow High Sierra Camp, which was a little over 10 miles. Set up camp. Not much to see there. There's a lot of trees in that area. There's a few areas as you're hiking that opens up where you can look across and see part of the Continental Divide and some of the big mountains over there. But for the most part, there's just trees on both sides. So set up camp at the High Sierra Camp there. The next morning, got up and hiked about 6 miles, 7 miles, took it easy up to Upper Hamilton Lake, which is just absolutely beautiful. On the way up to the lake, there's these falls. I believe they're called Angel Falls. And the photos I took 16 plus years ago, I would have photographed a lot different now. But they don't do those falls justice. If I ever go back there again, I would definitely take an evening and capture that waterfall. It's absolutely beautiful. I'll post a photograph or two of it there. But just a beautiful, beautiful waterfall. So made my way up to the Upper Hamilton Lakes and set up camp. And there was a afternoon storm over there. So just about every afternoon in August, you have a Sierra storm that hits. I really enjoy those. Cools things off, and as long as you have a camp that's in a protected area, you should be okay. So the next morning, woke up, packed up, and headed up over Sequoia Gap. Up near the gap, there's a lake up there called Precipice Lake, and that's some old photography from Ansel Adams. When he was up there, he took some beautiful photographs of that lake. And I went up and over the gap and down into the Nine Lake Basin, which is basically the beginning of the Big Arroyo Creek that heads all the way down into the Kern River down there. And if you were to keep going east, you would hit Mount Whitney, Mount Williamson, Mount Tyndall, all the 14ers over there. But I stayed up in the lake basin, and my plan was to hike up to all the different lakes, take some photographs. Like I said, it was a heavy snow year, so there was quite a bit of snow up there. A lot of the lakes were still frozen. I also hiked up to Mount Stewart, which is a 12,000-foot peak just to the north of Sequoia Gap. I'm going to climb up this ridge here. This is where if you slip, it's all over. Snow conditions are still pretty bad. There's black Sequoia, Kauai, I guess you call it. Big arroyos down there. This is the Nine Lakes Basin.
high up in the clouds. Might even have another thunderstorm coming. Well, here I am, high up on a mountain, and I just got hit with a whiteout. Hard to see really anything. Feels good though. Not much of a view either. I think I'll wait this out and hopefully it'll go away. If not, I'll be going back either in the rain or in a whiteout.
And about 3/4 of the way up, the weather started changing. Got stuck in a whiteout basically up there. Thought I would sit and wait it out. I did for a little while, and the weather just got even worse. So I decided to head back down. But before heading down, I was able to capture some beautiful photography of the basin, as well as all the koweas, black kowea, red kowea, all the different large mountains over on the to the east.
Okay, well, I've got to head back. There's some really dark clouds coming this way. And I can't see what's behind this barrier here, but it's probably not good. Beautiful though. Too bad it took 3 days to get here though. Boy. Alright, I'm going to start down.
So hiked back down to my tent. Was in fact, hit with a pretty good afternoon thunderstorm.
Coming down pretty good out there. Every day we've had a thunder shower and rain. That's what it's all about. Woo! It's coming down. That dang wind too. Jeez. I probably should have secured this thing a little better. Got to kind of hold it up here. Pouring. Oh, starting to let up a little bit. Man, it is still coming down. Just think an hour from now it'll all be blue sky again. Well, the storm went by about 5 minutes ago. It's Go outside and look at the damage. Get my shoes on. Had just done my laundry. Looks like it needed to go through the rinse cycle one more time. Air canister. It's my backpack underneath that rain jacket there. Every afternoon we've had a thunder and rain shower. A nice spot right here, isn't it? Double valley to myself. It's the big arroyo down there. Whoops, it's a little blurry. This is called Sequoia Gap up here. It's just going to get blurry if I zoom. And this is the Nine Lake Basin.
And after that, I went into the basin, took a bunch of photographs of the drainage of all those lakes in that basin. Was just setting up compositions, trying to find different compositions. Got some great photographs in that basin with all that snow melt. And when the evening came and when the sun set, I did get some pretty good color in the sky also. It was beautiful. A photograph that I did take. I think it was my second most popular photograph. It was basically up at the headwaters of the Big Arroyo Creek, And it was a shot that I composed with the creek going over a bunch of rocks in the foreground, and in the background I had Sequoia Gap on the right and Eagle Scout Peak in the distance. And it's a beautiful scene. It was a really beautiful composition. I was very happy with it. I did a timed exposure on it, so the water is silky. And I was very happy with it. And over the years, back when I used to submit photos into photo contests, it did very well. Was also won an award with the Encyclopedia Britannica, first place, and was published in the encyclopedia of Sequoia National Park. So I was very proud of that photo. After that, I retreated back to my tent, got something to eat, and had a nice night's sleep. Woke up the next morning and went out and explored the basin, went up into the different high elevation lakes in the area. Took a couple of selfies up there with Eagle Scout Peak in the background and Mount Stewart, and you can see Sequoia Gap in the distance. After that, let's see, I had forgotten my sunglasses, left them in the tent during that little excursion, so I had to basically pull my head sock down to my cheeks to where I could still see pretty well, and it did help from going snowblind, basically from the bright white snow. You got to be careful with that when it's really bright out.
Beautiful stuff. Now, how do you avoid snow blindness if you leave your sunglasses in the tent? How about this? Works pretty well. Through here while I got a little shade. There. It's the highest of the 9 lakes. I'm sorry. It's not the highest. It's the biggest.
Explored that whole region. Pretty good. Went back. There was another several hour thunderstorm in the afternoon. After that, I hiked up to Sequoia Gap and was able to get a beautiful sunset. Just gorgeous. Looking down the valley where I had come from, where the Hamilton Lakes are, and down toward Crescent Meadow, looking to the west, with the south shoulder of Mount Stewart on the right of the photograph. I'll put a couple of those photographs up. Got really windy up there. I did take a video, but video quality is not very good. 16 plus years ago, the mobile video wasn't like it is today. There was no stabilization, and the sound was horrible. You can actually hear the little motor inside the camera going as you're taking videos. So, not the best. yeah, so got a really nice sunset there, and went back to the tent and got something else freeze-dried to eat, and had a really good evening again. A really good night's sleep. Woke up the next morning, I think that was day 5 or 6, something like that, and I had this dream about a big juicy steak. So I did a bunch of little things, you know, took some pictures in the valley there, and packed up all my stuff and decided, you know what, I know it's over 20 miles, but I think I'm gonna head back to the car. So that's what I did. I packed everything up and I hiked 22 plus miles to the car, and man, that's something I won't be doing anymore. I did a couple of those 20 plus milers in my 30 years of hiking and all that, and they were tiring back then, and I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I'll just take an extra day or two and get her done. But yeah, I even made a quick little video at the end when I was, I think, about a half a mile from Crescent Meadow, and turned the camera onto myself, and you can see I was pretty tired. Pretty tired.
Finally found my way back to the High Sierra Trail. It's Eagle Scout Mountain up there. Finally out of the snow here. Going to be heading into the clouds shortly. The next 21 miles should be smooth sailing. Probably the last video. Beautiful though. Last night all these clouds were flowing over the gap up there, which made for some really nice pictures. Alright, this is the end of my trip here. I've got 0.6 more miles to go to Crescent Meadow, and let me tell you, I am one hurting person. Oh. Hiked from the lowest of the Nine Lake Basin over Sequoia Gap all the way back to Crescent Meadow in one day. It took me 3 days to get over there. It's approximately 22 miles. Alright, signing out.